All right, guys, that was a unbelievably good game on the weekend. And what I've done or will do this time is just put all the clips together for you guys to watch, and I'll do some talking with what I can see here. But this was such a great structural game by you guys, and it sucks to lose a game like this because if you watch all these clips the whole way through, you can actually see you guys really dominated just about every aspect of this game except the scoring. But I want you to just pay attention as you watch all these clips to some of the little touch passes we make, the plays to the outside, the good defensive plays, the movement and layering, the 1-2 touches that we have, the little triangular passes that we have. And I also want you guys to have a look at where we made a few of just the small errors. And I talked about it at halftime, and we've talked about it before. But when we get stuck through the middle, and we're not getting the through balls, we got to take shots from outside the 18 and on diagonals. But it was a great game, and you just see right there that unbelievably good steal there by Lewis, that run down the line by Lincoln, and he gets the ball back to Lewis in for a cross, and we had so many crosses in this game. And if you look here, the press up. We positionally so sound, guys. We held the middle of the field, and that's just a great ball. I believe that's by Luke down the wing to Mackay. And the way we actually activated the defense, you can see Levi there is pushed up, and you're so well layered. And on their goal kicks, guys, we retrieved just about every goal kick that they took. And it was just such a testament to some of the things you guys have been working on in practice. Sometimes as a coach, you wonder if what you're saying is getting through. Are you actually listening? But, when we see you guys go together, this shift here today, I can see Levi is so far over to the right side of the field. And, we really overloaded pressure. We were able to maintain ball control. And it was just so unlucky that we didn't get some real good quality hard shots off. If we had a few harder shots, we were definitely going to capitalize on the opportunities that we had. I'm not sure. They might have had 2 or 3 corner kicks. We had quite a few. But the play was very much down in their end for the majority of the game. So I do like this, guys. You can see we've really overloaded to the right side of the field there, the shift, and this run back here. And I want you guys to pay attention. Lewis is scanning here. Lewis, all you guys had great games. But, this ball step in front, there's a little touch here that unfortunately gets away from a little bit. But if he gets a foot on that, through to Lincoln, ball's out of play. And then I love this. It's just a very quick throw by Levi. And again, this is positional football here. Watch Levi again, clears back in. Covers the zone. There's Lewis. We've got good coverage here again. And, we win this ball here as well. And then the ball is given up here at some point. I believe, does Zeph come out on this one? And, no, this is Chester. There's a great play here. Chester does just clip this guy, and down he goes. And it was a missed call because the ref didn't move with the play. And that's great. When your back's there, sometimes you're going to get a call in your favor. And this was early in the game. But that was a very good play by Chester. Good chase back, some pressure on that guy. And next time we have a player like that we're up against, we'll definitely play the defense a little bit deeper. And, we do have to play the man a little bit stronger. I don't want to say rougher, just stronger. We got to put a little bit more body, a little bit more hand, a little bit more grab, a little bit more push on the player. And this is great. Quick little ball out by Zaf. They're not paying attention. And just a great clearance and some good footage of the grass. Now, once again there, guys, we win the ball. And you can see this is the beginning of the game, and this is about a 5 or 6 minute clip. And everything was down in their end. And it was like that for, 60 to 70, maybe 80% of the game. We just carried the play. We carried the control. And it's just, unfortunate that this guy was able to break through our lines a few times and capitalize. But those are going to happen. There's just very little we can do about that. And as we begin to watch these clips, you'll guys actually just enjoy it and see how well you did. So this is their free kick. We are so well defended here, guys. And I think this is Bennett took it for the other team. It's a terrible free kick anyways that he takes. And, yeah, I like this. It's out of bounds, and we're moving up the field. What I did like as well, guys, and I might have said it earlier, is put this on your computer or a bigger screen so you can see it. But our team, our players, when we were making good plays, we were clapping for one another on the field and on the sidelines. Your parents and the spectators were engaged. And the pressure, if you were listening to the actual audio that I have, is so supportive and so good. And it was so exciting to watch. And you guys really did deserve this. And then like this here, this little overload, I think that's Levi, ball back, cross into the middle, exactly what we're looking for. Opportunities for the players up front to get up there and attack. I would like to see sort of where Levi is and just in front of those midfields or where Lewis is. If we're getting the opportunities, guys, and we're not getting through the middle, this is where you guys need to start laying shots off from the outside. So Lincoln's goal was good from the middle. That was a good opportunity, but we tried to take... Now here's another long clip. And again, we just have lots of pressure on this team. Our passing was on point. The looks to the outside were good. Decision making is something we're going to continually have to work on. And, we've talked about it. We often get the odd parent saying spread out, but there are long ball lanes, but we are playing a tighter formation in here when we have this shift to overload. And that is beneficial to us because we are a strong passing team, and this gives us opportunities. And then stretching the field when we get the chance. And there's a great ball back in by Lewis into Levi. Levi puts that into the middle. And then look where Levi faded to and Lewis faded to. We're protecting the middle of the field and then moving to the outside in our wings as we can. And there's another great pass back there, all the way back here. Now that there with Levi, guys, that is the opportunity to take a little bit of time. There's another ball one. Now I like this, guys. We go to space and we get the swarm sort of defense going. Very, very hard for these guys to break through. And look at that. We're back in to the attacking zone. And I do believe we get an opportunity coming up here from Niall or Lincoln. And unfortunately, our chances just weren't clicking today with the opportunity to bury. And it was just, they played their guys deep. They actually played a good structural defensive game, a boring defensive game. But they were blocking so much in the middle. And it is important, guys. You've got to get on, if the ball's coming in from the right or the left, you've got to get to the front side so you're the first man to make contact with the ball if it does end up short. And you have to be sort of judging where that ball's going to go to, the speed of the ball, where it may land, the timing of your runs, the timing of your movements. We do have to battle to get heads and feet on the ball when it does come through. I think you'll see a clearance here. Most of their clearances, guys, they had very little that they actually were able to establish in form of ball control and play. Here we are again. This come out to Lewis. We worked our wings well. And I think that went to Alex. And, they kick it out of bounds. Intelligent play, but that is the pressure that we have on the attack pressing forwards. I know this throw comes in, and there's Dan coming over to the top of the 18. We've got Lewis with some movement. You're drawing players around. We've got some space being created, options for players. And there's Lewis. Lewis, you remind me if you watch this, we want to work on your trivela. You like to kick with the outside of your foot, and it's a bit of a weak kick. If we get you to open up into your instep, you're going to create a lot more power. Now here's this breakout. They come through the line. This is why we have Zeph play high. And, we win the ball back. And again, I like this, guys. On the attack, we are pressing up. Our defense pressed up. Levi pressed up. Ball's coming out of play here. Look at Dan's on the shift. Down the line, that's a great throw. It might be Joel or someone in here. Or Lewis, I'm not sure. When we get chances in this area, guys, and we did in the second half, we started to take some shots from the outside, and it's definitely something we've had better targets before. Here's Zeph out again. There's that donut chasing up on him. But, I mean, that kid had wheels. But, again, we're probably 10 minutes into this, guys, and out of this 10 minutes, there's been like 8 minutes in the attacking end and ball control and possession dominance. And eventually with these possession dominance, we do have that. Now, that's what we were working on at practice. That ball got over Levi's head. But there's that, once again, kick it to the speedy guy because that's really all we got. And strong defense. I believe it was Luke there on the ball side of the man. We get this, pretty simple steal, and now Zeph's able to go up to the wing. I think it's Mackay, and Mackay put a great long ball down the wing. He didn't hang on to it so long here. And forgive me, boys, this is a very small screen I'm looking at and doing my audio here on this, but I think this goes right down into the attacking end. So, as I've mentioned, we were just dominating so many aspects of this game early. And even after they scored, they really had so little in the flow of play. And the fact that, we were continually moving, so much communication. I saw a lot of guys pointing to where they wanted the ball. You guys away from the ball were all positionally looking where you should be and, really filling in gaps and layers. And God, there's so many steals that are going on here. And it was really hard for Paul and I in this game to substitute you guys because everyone that went in was bringing a lot to the game, a lot of effort, but a lot of IQ, a lot of want, that willingness to really get in there and win. And, it really is a bummer. It doesn't upset me that, we just didn't have more ball luck on the weekend. It's one of those things, if we do continue to play like this, we're going to get the opportunity to win. And I think we've only got a couple games left, but we should win big. And I believe we will win big. And, there's Lewis again in just such a good position. And, the ball's bouncing on him, but we do have to start taking shots from there. I believe that's Levi back there. Just tracking the play. Just tracking the play. It's just it's smart football. And then there's Lewis. If Lewis got problems, there's a layer behind him, right? He can get that ball back. We've got the opportunity to get into the middle. And again, here's a cross or a shot that's come in from distance. These are the opportunities we want. And there's Levi and Lewis in front, in layers, tracking together. And this made it so difficult for these guys to clear the ball. And, in hindsight, we probably should have left one of you guys back around the 18-yard line and, or both just to just contain this one man and, use what we call a swing defense with our wings coming in the middle above the two central backs and have everyone run a bit more. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Nothing's this guy's not always going to be like that. He's not always going to be there to playing against us. And you go, I love that. There's a ball cleared out. Look where it is, guys. Back in the offensive end. We're now in, about 15 minutes, 14 minutes of video here. And there's just been absolute possession and dominance. I mean, Zeph's loud at the back, and I know he's not bored, but you guys have really carried the flow of everything to this point in the game. Just everything. And, I think if we had scored here and early, we would have broken them. Now, I like this. Just strong battle. There's Aaron. Nice little touch pass to Regan. And we get another little pass out to the wing. I mean, some of these through balls we put through and these plays out to the wings, guys, we're just so good and so much skill seeing these lanes and these gaps. And if we played at this level in these other games that we should have won this year, and we didn't, if you played at this skill level, those teams were not beating you, particularly early in the season. You guys have developed your game so much. it's just a different level to watch and enjoy. Now, there's definitely a few things we need to coach about that awareness to get that ball and be shooting from, outside the 18, maybe 20, 25 yards. We skied some long balls in that game from well outside. Dan hammered a few. Aaron hammered a few. Owen hammered a few. Maybe Joel. I can't remember everyone. These long shots. And if we can start getting these long lob shots with a little bit more power, that's great. Here's Justin. I mean, Justin had a strong game like everyone did. Just moving into that gap, now walking and facing. These two low ends guys on the outsides, we dominated those areas. We controlled the play through there. Just everything coming through the middle wasn't really working for us, unfortunately. But look at head, two guys there challenging on that ball. And look at, we turned it over again. So, this is 16 minutes in now, possibly longer, 16 minutes worth of video. And I videotape everything. And you guys are really carrying the flow. I mean, I think Zeph's touched the ball 2 or 3 times at this point. And he's come out a couple of times to do some clearances when it has come through the defense. Their chances, I think they had 6 or 7 and they scored 5. It was very, very limiting. And the way they scored with this one guy scoring 4 of the goals is it was always an issue that we didn't body him early enough or try to push him on the ball and get him tripped or slowed down. It's better in these cases that we often take of, and we see him is taking a card. But here's Alex. Nice ball there. And look at that, guys. Alex puts it over and he goes to space on the wing and he's got double support behind. That is brilliant to get it down through there. And you can see the families clapping on the sidelines. Here's Justin pressing up. Just exactly as we talked about, exactly as we described. I'm so proud of the effort throughout this entire game, guys. And there's a shift taking place right there. We really began to flood both sides of the field. I want it to stay the same next week. Now it's just filtering up, getting these balls to the middle in front of a man to run into so they can smash it. And that's really going to be our big effort now, is to run into a ball and take a hard, powerful shot without skying it like we're kicking a field goal for extra points. Like this, there's Aaron again. That ball into the middle, I mean, Aaron sees a man, but it's hard because the man's facing him. So unless you're going to go 1-2 back and let Aaron have the shot, Aaron, to me there, should have taken a shot, tried to curl it into a corner. The guy's got a great foot, great shot, great vision. And, these times we're thinking about don't want to be too pretty sometimes. We want to take the opportunity to smash and score some goals. And, if you guys had started scoring early, if we had a little bit of ball luck, we would have broken these guys. And there he is, Justin there, up quick on, I think that kid's Max, out of play, and we get a break. But the ball stays in the offensive end. We're not pressured coming back. I like this too. There's the guy with the hair, Justin, beats him. We beat him. We swarm him here. He does get through. And that I don't like because he breaks down so much of our D and no body. This is from kickoff here, guys. I think possibly after a goal. I'm just going to let it play out. I can't see too much. But again, we're going down the right side. You can see we do shift. And what happens is guys are right back into the attacking end. And again, they've kicked it out. I like this. Just right down the sideline to space. What I don't like here is 2 of our players come together, right? We got to create space in time. We do get it through. And I believe Zeph comes out and gets this ball this time from the Scar. Oh, no, they've scored there, and there's that guy doing his push-ups. What a donut.